Oh, let me in. Let me in. I didn't see your face. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Podcast. I'm your favorite host, Jay Reaper, and this is your other host,
Big fish.
B Fish in the building. Hey, B Fish, I see you, man. I didn't know if you was like, I didn't see your face, so that's why I didn't.
I know
Oh
how it
man,
is, man. I don't know won't let me in.
how you doing today?
I'm great, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I got some training today.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Somebody else showed up with me too.
Oh yeah. The other people
Yeah,
that was trading.
you said what?
The other people that were trading.
Yeah, them too. They were just average people. Nobody special.
How did that go?
It went good. It went well.
How was the atmosphere considering everything that's going on with gun control?
You know what? With the atmosphere, it was almost like I'm not gonna say non-existent because normally when stuff like that happens, let's just say in our community, you the first thing you man, we gotta be ready, we gotta be ready. But I was surrounded by people from other demographics, and that was I don't feel that was even like I'm not gonna say not an afterthought, but it wasn't the vibes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I guess people handle things differently.
Yeah, I'm over acting like I wasn't there and I have to agree with you.
For those, yeah, B Fish was there too.
From my point of view, it looks like it's business as
Business as usual. Yeah, that's. But you know what? We've talked about that. Like it's so we're so used to it now. It's like it happens. Oh yeah, we're feeling sad. But usually what happens is after the funeral, because usually there's that shock. But after the funeral, not even a week later, we on to the next situation.
yeah, and what's crazy about that, I mean, they're having a funeral almost every day. We can get into that, man. I'll go ahead and introduce today's show, man. I know I got
Oh, today's show. Oh crap! I forgot to adjust the episode monologue cursor. Let me change that now.
if y'all
Let
that
me
don't know, we still running it by y'all. It's trial and error right now until the 13th.
it's the 13th. Yeah, we
13 hit,
still.
hey, we supposed to be on by then.
All right. I'm gonna update it now. So hopefully that'll get all saved. Yeah, it's saved. It's saved. It's saved. Okay. So hopefully, yeah. So yeah, June 13th. Speaking of that, the 13th, man, that's right around the corner.
It is.
That's right. So hold on, we won. We only got two more shows, man. Two more shows. Uh, look for the commercials next week. I'm gonna start pumping out some commercials. Actually, I should have had that done Sunday. I put it on my thing to do. I want to have some video commercials. Want to have some with you in there too, and yeah, I want to. So I want to do flyer, digital flyer, and then an actual
Like a tennis
commercial.
store.
Huh?
Okay. No. I'm sorry. My son got the TV sky high in the background. I asked him to turn it off a long time ago. But yeah,
Okay.
you got some commercials coming up and
Yeah,
working on some behind the scenes things.
Oh yeah, you know how I do. But no, I'm excited for June 13th because I'm even if we got one, I'll be happy with that one, and we'll just
Yeah.
grow it from there.
Right. I'm with it.
Hey man, it's and honestly, I think it's healthy, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Um, having black men talk about something other than celebrities, and now I know sometimes we get into it because we're unpredictables, but just talking about just sometimes positive shit, sometimes negative shit, just anything. It's nice and it's
Right.
therapeutic to be able to speak about certain things that may be uncomfortable. And all I'm looking to do is to reach someone that's probably listening to it like, yo, I fucks with him. Like I can see that
Right. I'm with that.
because our voice, as far as black men or people in general, it's not it's I don't know. It just seems fake. I can't look at anything. I can't think of any show or something I watch. You get that raw, like without some type of agenda behind it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Hey, Big Fish, I like the shirt. Is that the shirt you had on uh, when you went to? Y'all went to a cave recently, right?
No, that was a different shirt.
Oh, I forgot you got 1,000.
The shirt in the
You
cave
sh-
is it actually glows in the dark. It actually is
It was a B fish, a different logo, and it actually glows in
Oh,
the dark.
same B fish, different logo. I
Yep,
like
same
that.
guy.
I like that B fish though. I don't know. I'm liking that one. I don't know. It just depends. Like what vibes I'm feeling like, yo. But switching up is nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to catch up with you. You got about 15 Reapers.
Man, I got one Reaper.
Nope. You tell them they better check your streaming store. You can. You can. No,
Oh
sir.
damn. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, take that down. Take that
Right.
down. I see Henry's doing his normal with his basketball stuff.
Okay.
Mm, mm.
He'll
About
be on
today.
soon.
Maybe
Yeah.
about today. So you said the vibe is business as usual. That's how you feeling?
That's what it felt like there. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
usually like that in the community that's not affected by it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've seen other people that have made the travels down to Uvalde and a few other places that like Buffalo and stuff, and even a few friends that have traveled down to Uvalde this past week and even today, and the it's it's a different vibe.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
I
sure
mean,
it's a whole different
without
vibe.
being able to explain, it's like they're saying that it's all walks of life down there, and nobody is like no racial things going on, nobody's upset with anybody. Everybody's just there for the common, interest of doing what's best to help this community heal from what just happened.
Man, that's what's up. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you man, it's unfortunate, really unfortunate. But that leads right into a story that I had got, not story I had picked out, but some information I found today. Did you know there's two states that are aiming to charge the armed teachers despite opposition from experts? So there's two states that are they're working on legislation to arm teachers that actually may go through.
Well, with that, I mean that's not really nothing new because according to some people who've been speaking on this topic, there are actually a few school districts right now that already have their teachers on, and that's something that they decided to do in
Yeah,
spite
but yeah,
of whatever the state recommended. Yeah.
yeah, but like this is the state. Like nah, we want all our teachers this way, and they was talking about
Right.
having like bulletproof vests for teachers and stuff like that. I'm like, and like the compact ones. I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. I'm just thinking about all the
It's
teachers.
I'm not even thinking about the money, man. What I'm concerned about is the way that they look at it. How many teachers are going to come back and want to go to work? If I'm not securing something and I'm not policing something or something like that, I don't know if I would feel right where they hand me a vest and a gun when I come to work.
Yeah, it's like
That's not what I signed up for. That's
and you know what? I'm glad you said it because that's actually that was my sentiments when I joined the Air Force. I joined the Air Force like, okay, I'm in the Air Force. I'm air traffic controller. It's what I do. 9/11 kickoff. I got an M16 in my hand. It's like, all right, go do this. Like, whoa, hold on. Yes, I know I understand that I'm a soldier for all intents and purposes, but my job is to do this. And at this point,
right.
I'm like, man, hold on, whoa, I'm doing things that I didn't sign up for. Now, unluckily for me in the military, there's not really it's not a democracy at that point. You don't get to debate whether or not you want to do pull patrol and do all this other stuff. So that one is a little
Right.
different. But for a teacher whose job is to want to educate, that's two different mindsets. Like someone who goes to be a teacher doesn't decide, oh, you know what? After I teach, I want to be a cop, or vice versa. So it's I want to know how those I know what that they thinking. Oh yeah, we just arm the teachers. But how many teachers are pacifists or don't believe in that type of stuff? So to give somebody a gun that one doesn't probably want it, and then two, we don't know what their mental is like in a stressful situation.
Right. And then at
So
that, I mean, what if it turns into one of those situations now where the teacher feel like it's fight or flight and they leave the kids?
oh
Because they like, man, I'm not built for this. This not my job. I mean, think about it. You just had police officers that stood outside and didn't even engage,
yeah
and they just had training for that prior to that. Most of the time when I was in school, they had the teachers training to stand over you during a natural disaster, such as a tornado or something. You go into the hallways or you
yeah I
go into
remember
the
that yeah
archways when it's earthquake in certain cities and states and stuff like that.
yeah
But they've never had. They have the active shooter drills, but you hope it never comes to your school.
Yeah.
They don't have like you don't hit it like at the school. We hit the button and you got the fire drill, and you walk to a certain spot and you stand outside.
Yeah.
This is different. You pretty much when they come in, you prepared to in a sense you prepare for war when they walk into the building.
Yeah.
You go from straight writing on the chalkboard or to the dry erase board to turn around and throwing on your vest and grabbing a pistol. I, who man? Who's ready for that? You know,
Most people aren't.
they aren't. I mean, because we see that we went to when we were speaking earlier when the show first started. We talked about being at the gun range today, and we can see that most people are not even trained with the guns that they're using.
Yes.
We
And
talked about
they're supposedly training.
right. Yeah, but training is the extent of you show up for this class for one day or maybe a week, and then you're supposed to be ready 10 years down the line in case somebody run up in your school and decide to do the fool. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it works. I mean, we know this is a skill that only gets better with practice and continued attending training and all that kind of stuff. But you will never have live fire training where somebody's shooting back at you, where you're trying to take cover and then probably protecting at least 10 or more kids inside of a classroom. And the classrooms in our school districts, they're overcrowded. When school first started, one of my son's class had like 70 kids, and they had to send 30 kids down to the gym. Can you imagine trying to get this many kids under control and lock this door and all this kind of stuff? Come on, man. It's like then they want to take it a step further. So you said how they want to give them training. So a lot of these gun ranges and stuff are trying to not so much benefit off of it because they're doing it for free, but they have a national teacher training day. And it includes anybody that does any mentoring with youth, teachers, staff, all that kind of stuff. They welcome to come out and train anything from stop the bleed to shooting to CPR, all that kind of stuff. But you remember last time, what was that, about 5 years ago? They did the same thing. And the teachers kind of took offense to it because we was all on the whole, you guys are coming here for training. Why don't you go there? They're giving it for free. But then it's a difference in I want to train to protect my house versus I want to be the first line of defense for this school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does that change their contract? Do they get hazard pay at that point? How does that work?
I don't know. And something that I alluded to a while back is I think me and you were talking about all these trainers. They're talking about, we got to simulate this and simulate that. I'm telling this for military training. We were trained very efficiently, very well. When we first heard those gunshots, bro, I don't lie. Most, if not all of us, we froze. And this is what we went through live fire, we did all that stuff. But when shit hits the fan, it's different. So like all these instructors, in real life, this is what you do. You charge the threat. You do this. Man, I'm telling you, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't.
And it's a difference when you charging a threat and you got a whole regiment running with you. Or somebody laying down cover fire, or somebody sending bombs over there, or you can call an airstrike. It's different. It's different, bro.
It's just
me. The only one. Yeah, it's just
if you're the only one, guess what you're doing? You're running.
Right. And you got kids that gonna be panicking and grabbing on you, or kids that's gonna be trying to stand behind you screaming, trying to hide. You trying to hide. Come on, man. It's like you set up your fire drill plan for your house and you tell your kids, hey, the rope ladder is right here, this is here, open this door, jump this fence. All that, then all of a sudden the fire happens. It's smoke everywhere. Can't nobody see. All the plans are forgotten.
It does. That's right.
Yeah, they say everybody know karate till you get punched in the nose. Then the game changed. You seeing Tweety birds and your eyes running water, and now you can't fight no more. You just swinging at the earth.
Mike Tyson had the best quote of all times. Everybody got a plan to get punched in the mouth. You got a plan for this. Got a plan for this. Once you get punched in the mouth, it's that's when the repetition comes into play.
Right.
But here's the thing, though.
And they say you always revert back to your last bit of training.
So my thing is this, though, like, what's that training regimen? It can't be what the standard is now, because you and I see what the standard is. Right. Like going in, we just went to a class that was supposed to be for that, and it's like, no, that's not it. None of them people will be ready. None of them.
No. And but the thing is, if you take them too fast, they're not gonna like it. Because some of them are not even ready. Some of them are not even carrying guns that they're good at using.
It's true, yeah.
That they even know anything about. And you want to push. That's like saying, okay, in the medieval times, here come all these dudes on horses and they got these swords and stuff, and we finna arm the farmers. All the farmers grab y'all pitchforks and we finna go line up.
Yeah.
They got shields and swords and horses and maces and all kind of other stuff, and now we finna try to pull up, and we just trained y'all an hour ago. Every
Yeah.
able body we can get. And these people now, these dudes over here are fighters. This is what they do. They train
Yeah.
to fight. These
Yeah.
people over here just want to go home. Some of
Yeah.
them already stressed out by the day they had with some of y'all bad kids y'all done sent to the school. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So they already,
now you didn't say it, B-Fish.
hey man, it is what it is.
But
Because
these
y'all
kids
kids stress my kids out.
Yeah,
know what
but
I'm
these
saying?
kids out of control. My
They
boy over
are.
there like, Dad, I'm trying to try. I be trying, but they be. I'm like, son, just keep doing it. Just
Keep doing it. That's it.
I said, thank you for being a minority. In the
Right.
sense
The
of,
one
of,
the
of the
teacher
one
will
that's,
call you and be like, well, your son the only one that want to do his work in class. And
yeah. Oh, he's
know,
my best student,
right.
because and then she has a mental breakdown because she said, because then I have this, but your son's
Right.
a. I'm like, well, okay, I appreciate my son being a bright light, but could you get your class under control so he could,
Right.
but the thing is this though, like that go back to parenting. I think most of the problems we have is parenting.
Right.
And
I think okay, so let me ask you this. When
Yeah.
you mentioned we talking about parenting and we talking about stuff like that, I've seen people that say, well, get the parents involved, get them to come volunteer, get a bunch of dads to come to the school. They were saying some of these schools, the hallways changed because the dad showed up and showed face and showed force, and they walk in the hallways, and now the kids aren't just rambunctious and wilding out no more. Saying that the fights done slowed down and all that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. But what do you have when you coming back off of a pandemic, and you got a lot of your teachers that are not wanting to come back now?
Yeah.
The kids are now flipping out after having cabin fever in some school districts. They're fighting teachers. They're fighting each other. They're fighting the authorities when they pull up. And then you see on the back end, you really don't have no backup because at this one school, your so-called cavalry stayed outside. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you the first line of defense. You in there holding it down with your pistol. One person with all these kids you protecting, and you look out the window and ain't nobody coming.
Then nobody's coming.
Who gonna sign up for that job that you know of? My thing is, when I brought up the military side of it, a lot of these veterans that come back and they looking at getting them jobs in the IT field and cybersecurity and stuff like that. How many of them you think would be fit to possibly be school resource marshal? I mean, I was thinking about air marshals, but school resource officers, or even beefing up some of these school districts have their own police departments, but they
Yeah.
only have like 1 or 2 officers that drive between all of their campuses.
Yeah.
What about stationing at least one at each exit of the school? You know, or even having them like you've seen it where in some neighborhoods, okay, in the neighborhoods over here, not in my area, but some nearby, when they have a lot of crime, like say at the movie theater, eventually the police show up and they be the one taking the tickets.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, they'll have the police in the lobby taking the tickets, and they'll see if you're dropping these kids off and leaving them, then you got to call your parents to come back and get you, because we don't need y'all up here unsupervised because y'all doing too much.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you got a ticket for a rated R movie, how'd you get that? You got to go back to the lobby. You ain't old enough, you know, and call your parents. So
Man.
it's a lot of things that they do when they wanna, you know, put a as they say, look, lock something down, you know, put a presence out there to let them know we ain't playing with y'all.
Yeah.
You know, we got bulletins the other day, like about a month ago, when they was ready to say we tired of people running red lights, we tired of crashes, we tired, you know, all this good stuff, and they locking down everything. So I think that needs to be something with this. Now the veterans may be part of the answer. They may not be, if they even want to take that job.
Yeah.
You know, because some of them come back and, you know, PTSD is a thing, because we talk about mental illness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That may not, you know, that may not be something that they're readily wanting to do, but a lot of those guys do become security guards and private security and stuff like that. And it, like, even if you hire a private security firm to protect that school, it's like they'll say, well, we don't need them because nothing will never happen over here. But you pay for insurance every day, and
Exactly.
you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is. But I would probably do something like that before I put a gun in a lockbox in the hallway and give my teacher a bulletproof vest. It's not like an inflatable thing with an airplane going down where you just pop the thing and you
just
wait. You know, like, Right, just wait.
Right.
Like, no,
Yeah,
they gonna have to go into action and act.
I think the veteran thing. Honestly, man, I think that is a legitimate thing because a lot of them come back and don't have anything. So now they're just
Right.
they become truckers. They do jobs that may not pretty much something to pay the bills. But if they
Right.
had like a force, I thought about it actually. I said, man, I said, man, if somebody created an organization like Vets Protecting Schools and did it like a nonprofit, but paid the veterans or something like that, man, that would be.
That would be dope. That's a
Could you
great
imagine?
idea, dude. That's a
I,
great
wa-
idea
I, wa-
because
I
they
was
have
driving
some.
back. Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
I was driving back Sunday, and we were just talking, and it just came to me. It said Vets Protect. It said some Vets Protect. It was something on my phone. I was like, "Yo, Vets Protecting Schools." Like it's really that simple, and that's the whole onus. Like, yo, when you get out, instead of going to all these programs you got to pay for, don't go there. Come to us. We'll get you a job because there's guaranteed jobs. I mean, we just looked at this data. Like they got over 2,000 some schools, and so no, it's let's do
And
it.
I think that would be dope. But now I'm wondering if this, so that what they would probably have to get a contract with the district or something like that to where they can actually carry guns. Because when we talk about LTC and all that kind of stuff, how they can't, go inside the building and
Yeah.
things of that nature, but they'll be standing outside. Now, how do you feel as a parent pulling up and you see this security type presence outside of your school? Can you take a deep breath and sigh and think my kids are protected? Or do you feel like, man, we got to move? Because some people think they can run away from crime and think they can run away from danger
Oh,
and
yes.
move to a better
Yes.
neighborhood, and they forget
Yes.
that crime has it's not biased.
No, it's not.
It'll go wherever it wants to.
And I'll give you a prime example. Remember Timmy last year that went in that Mansfield school? Remember the football
Yeah,
player that
yeah, yeah,
I actually coached?
yeah.
That year, right before they had a vote whether to get school metal detectors and stuff and safety measures in the school, they voted it down because they said this is what they said, we don't want metal detectors going to our schools. And they had to,
Yeah.
those parents had to swallow a hard pill. Like, well, this is Mansfield. We not like that. And you just made it. You can't run away from it.
No, you can't.
And then you like, I don't want metal detectors because it makes the school look. What are you talking about? Looks.
And
now
not
now
right.
they all got egg on their face. Like, shit, we should have voted for it.
Right, because not trying to be funny, but some of these kids that's doing the school shootings, they fit some of these demographics where they think it can't happen to us.
It is. Think
Right.
about this. We talked about it. This ain't happening in Carter.
Right.
Just be honest, like it's not. It's usually coming from one or two demographics, and I'm not even going to just talk about just white folks. Yeah, but we'll just take it to the other side. The more, I'm not going to say privileged, but the suburb type kids, the ones that try to, the ones that they think they from like South Dallas, Oak Cliff, but it's really not.
Right. Well,
Like, so
right.
but-
Usually, a lot of them it be the fact that their parents are building a career and they're not raising their child.
yeah.
They're out making money, and their kid is being raised by television and video games and sitting in their room all day. They need somebody to love them, somebody to hug them, and then what usually triggers them is being told no for something that they finally asked for, or they got a friend that no longer want to be their friend because they starting to be weird and all that kind of stuff, or at least what they consider to be weird. And then the kid pops off. They have nobody to confide in, nobody to turn to. I mean, even if you had big brothers and big sisters step in to help address the mental issues, and because like some of these schools were saying they only had one counselor and they got 2,000 kids in the school district. Even if you had some people come in and be counselors and just reach these kids on a daily basis, just step into the classroom, check on them, like the kids that's not coming to school, pull up at their house. How can we help you, man? What can we do to get you back into the flow of things? You know what I mean?
That's what happens when you stop talking to that kid. Like he starts to seclude himself. As a head coach, I met with every person on my football team every month. Every month, I had slotted times. I met with everybody, and actually, I found a kid who was getting picked on. Didn't even know it.
Right.
He was it got really, really bad. Honestly, this is no joke. They said he could have been one of those kids, but he decided to join the football team. And they started picking on him. And when we had our meetings, he would break down, just tell me stuff. And actually, I got him out of the school because once we had a conversation, I said, man, you really need help. He actually ended up going to Maine and going to this special program. He hit me up last week and say, man, you saved my life. Now I'm not saying that kid would have done that, but I'm just saying like what you just said is 1,000% correct. You need to talk to these kids because they may go home and mom's at work, dad's at work, they don't have nobody to talk to, they going through shit, and now they feel like they ain't got nobody to talk to.
Or they being raised by a grandparent that doesn't relate to them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They don't understand the youth now and how they act and behave, or they're so the age difference is so big. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And they just leave them to themselves. Like, well, okay, you know, and then you don't know it's too far gone as far as how they're acting and things they're doing until they hit the streets.
Yeah.
Or until the police give you that call and say they got them at the jail. You know?
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, how did we get here? What do you mean how did we get here? Like,
right. But some of these people, I think too, man, some of these parents, they be in denial and they're afraid of their kids.
That's what it is. That's you can just tell how the kids talk to them.
Right.
They're just like any like no, like my boys right now come like my son's a grown ass man. Hey, yes sir. With no sir, like it's a respect thing. It's not like it's I'm the alpha male. This is what's going on. This is what's about to happen. But these kids got no respect for their own damn parents. So why would they have the respect of a life that lives outside of their home?
Right.
There's no repercussions.
Right. It's not. And then half the time, their peers are the ones that's hyping them up to take a life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Come on.
You know,
you ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, man. We should go over there. Nobody thinks about consequences. Nobody thinks about I'm possibly finna either die or take somebody's life. Nobody takes any of that into consideration. Nothing has. Yeah. It's like everything that went from being priceless all of a sudden just is meaningless.
Yes.
Like they don't even care if they wake up tomorrow.
No.
They just it's like as they say they out here doing crash test dummy shit.
Yeah. Or YOLO.
You know? YOLO. YOLO. They done passed YOLO. They out here just. I don't even know how, bro. They wilding out. It's like
you only live today, I guess.
Today.
Yeah. You only live today because they living for today. Because tomorrow's not. It's like there's no. I don't know. There's no aspiration. There's no dreams. There's no like end game. Everyone wants to be either an influencer or somebody famous or popular.
They want it right now.
That's the problem.
And when they don't get as popular as they feel that they should be, then all of a sudden they're depressed and they got mental issues and they don't, you know, they get secluded and reclusive and they don't go out and talk to anybody no more. You know what I'm saying? Or they see the other person doing better than them and they want to take them out.
Yeah. Dude, you know, they were talking about there's always been guns in this country. There's always why are we just having problems? And I've been seeing this and saying this for years, over 10 years now. Social media. And I hate to be one of those old geezers talking about this is why. But dude,
old geezer.
But I'm just saying you can't tell me that doesn't have any type of correlation to what is going on now.
Right.
I mean, hell, the Buffalo dude, he was streaming on Twitch. He wanted people to know what he was doing.
Bro, when people are going live and robbing people on Facebook, they going live and shooting people. They going live and they will die for likes.
Yes.
They will go to prison for likes.
Yeah. Man,
and they think that's gonna make them even more famous. And they they want to take credit for it. They want to be like put on a pedestal but they forget. Look at everything you're sacrificing in order to become this.
Yeah.
You know, and then the kids that they bully and pick on and treat bad, those kids end up becoming famous for committing suicide and stuff like that, man. Some of these kids turn on each other. Y'all been friends since y'all were 4 years old, and y'all get to high school. Your clothes look better than theirs, and all of a sudden you better than them. You don't know them no more.
You start ragging them. You say, "Oh man, you just like, dude, we've been fucking with each other our whole lives, but now like we get in high school and you on this other shit."
And then that severed relationship, because you were their only sounding board, their only voice, the only person to turn to, leads them into despair, and then all of a sudden they either want to kill that person or somebody at the school or themselves.
But think about back in the day, though, right? Think about we didn't have all this. Your circle was what? Your circle. Like there wasn't no, like the dudes you ran with. Now sometimes dudes or graduate out the circle or come back in, but like you always had that circle, and these kids are not actually socializing and building true friends, and depending on fictitious friends and likes and stuff, Where I think that in itself is what's missing, true
Right,
friendship.
right,
Because if these dudes actually had friends, legitimate friends, like, hey, man, what you doing there? Oh, I'm about to drive 200 miles. Bro, where you going? Hit you up, man. What's up? Where you at? Like, there's no,
right.
I'm at his house. What you doing?
Yeah.
But they're loners. And
But
although I'm
some
a
of them, yeah, they loners. But yeah, they ain't got no
but but
friends, bro.
but although I'm a loner, I still have 3 or 4 dudes I fuck with. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like that's it's still like in great because I don't do social media. We talked about that,
right.
but I still have something. Well, if I'm dealing with some shit, hey man, I'm fucked up today. And then
Yeah,
sometimes like it hits different, but like I think having a friend is everything, man. It really is.
right, right. And then it's like for some of them it's their girlfriend, for some of them it's their boyfriend, some of them it's their best friend. And then, but then, like you said, nobody has any loyalty no more. Nobody has any
No,
true friendship. It's all for convenience.
yeah,
It's all on what you can do for me, and then how much of it you've done for me. And then once I'm done with you, I can give a damn about what you're going through.
yeah, exactly. I got what I
Yeah,
want.
they'll tell them that. They'll tell them that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But the vibe says I can't do this, or this says this, or
right,
it's out of control, man. It really
right.
is.
They don't
How
understand that feelings are real, man. People really get in their feelings, and they really be about to end the world over some of these friendships, man.
yeah. How do we change it though, man?
I don't. That's a good question, and I spoke on the big brothers and big sisters and mentors and stuff like
Is that
that. But
even still going on?
I believe it is.
That's
I
crazy.
believe it is.
'Cause
But I do
the,
know I have a couple of buddies that are mentors, and they have foundations of their own where they try to take kids to see, like junior high kids, to go on college visits to
yeah,
show them
yeah.
something they can achieve later on in life. They give away bicycles, they do other things that they can
But
try to, go ahead.
is it just like? But I remembered all that back then because like it was you seen it. Like it's like nobody. Not saying your boys ain't pushing it, but it's like
Right.
you would think people would be, yo, this is what we need to be. But it's like if it isn't something dealing with some type of celebrity or something, some challenge, it doesn't go viral. It doesn't get on the news. It doesn't come across the feed. It doesn't like.
It's just like we said before about music.
Yep,
When you start rapping about stuff that makes sense, making a change, building a certain type of, uh, feasible lifestyle, and like really trying to live for something and be something, that falls by the wayside. That ain't what they
it
want to
does.
hear.
It's
You
not cool.
preaching
It's
now. You
not. Yeah,
preaching at that
yeah,
point. It's
man.
not cool.
Miss me.
You
Yeah, you're
can't
not
miss me
cool.
with that, bro. Why you all in my ear with that mess? Like that's how it goes. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of our people feed into. And then now you got people that's in our age demographic that's starting to want to be cool, so they do it too.
That's that's the
They
shit
don't
that
want to
got me
be
fucked
grown
up.
ups. Yeah.
That's the shit got me fucked up. You be seeing these grown ass men like, like, bro, what you got on? What you doing? What you
Right.
saying? You're talking to me like you're a grown man. Why you talking like you a child? How you
Right.
doing, sir? Why like, yeah, man, the lingo's so bad now. I don't even know what's going on. Like they be saying some shit. I'm like, the what? Huh? Like is that?
Right.
And
Right. Right.
I get
Right.
it. But like, the, we too old to be talking like that, bro. We is
Right.
because all we're doing is perpetuating something, and then now we wonder why the kids can't get jobs or get looked at crazy because well these grown ups are talking and acting this way. They doing
Yeah.
this.
They're not even setting good examples because, like right now, one of the biggest things that's going on, people aren't even going to go get jobs. They got jobs that are open and they're not going to go work them. Nobody wants to go to work anymore. Everybody was getting used to that extra $600 from unemployment and all the stuff they was getting,
Yeah,
and they all trying to do little side incomes and stuff. Or
yeah,
a lot of these women and some of these men too that they figured out how to make OnlyFans and crap like that profitable.
yeah.
Not
That
crap like that,
working.
because that's what they do. If that, you get it
Yeah,
how you live, you know what I'm saying. But
yeah,
at the
yeah.
same
But
time, what I'm speaking on is the fact that nothing is traditional anymore.
no.
Everything is this is the new way.
But you still have traditional shit going on. Case in point, uh, going on a cruise next month, but they're talking about they may have to adjust some things and cut back because they've been begging workers to come back. So the cruise ships don't have enough people. So they're giving bonuses and like they was like, well, there may be a possibility. I'm like, what are you talking about? Said they said they're cutting down capacity because they don't have enough workers to accommodate the amount of people that want to be on a cruise. So now they're cutting back because they said people are not coming back. They're just not.
Right. We went to a resort over the weekend, and at that resort, they were telling us that housekeeping would not be coming and regularly cleaning the room.
Yes, yes.
They do that big cleaning, like a COVID type cleaning. But then if you need towels and stuff, you have to call the front desk and they'll bring them up. They don't really clean the room till you check
Yeah.
out.
When we was in Kansas City, they have 3 day rotations, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
If you in the room, if you're not there more than 3 days, they're not coming.
Yeah.
Like so, if you're
Wow.
there for a weekend, you get there Friday. If you need towels, come ask us.
Right. And now, how many restaurants have you been to lately where they lock the inside and make it drive through only? I mean, fast food places because they understaffed. They actually have a sign on the door say we don't have enough staff to accommodate the inside. So, and then the drive-through line is way down the street.
But we went to was it Ohio. We went to four different restaurants. Four, all three of them. Well, no, two of them were only drive-through onlys. One
Right.
of them was like they had closed down half their restaurant. They had the chairs on top. I said, "Y'all closed? No, we just don't open up that part." So they only were only taking these tables because anymore they wouldn't be able to. And then you get the regular. They just shut down, or
Right.
they just do DoorDash only.
Right.
It's like
Right.
man,
So okay, and so with that being said, when you go back to things, the service industry being understaffed, you go back to
yes,
the schools being understaffed, you go back to a lot of them not even having qualified staff to do the jobs that they need them to do.
yeah,
So then you turning some of these teachers into gun carrying, plate carrying, first line of defense type people. And on top of that, they got to do their job and worry about that all the time too. They being security, they being teachers, they being moms in some aspects, dads in some aspects, because these kids come to school without that. It's like a lot of jobs they take on, but they not trying to raise their pay.
yeah.
And then you get
It's,
past
it's
that,
not fair to them.
it's not fair to them. So now a lot of them are not returning. They're going to some school districts where they feel safer or where they're getting a bonus to come out there. So now the lesser uh not so much poverty, but the schools that are like in that middle ground that don't
Yeah,
have the more affluent, boosters and lobbyists and all that kind of stuff for the school, they're suffering.
yeah.
They're not, even if they're not suffering from having teachers, they're suffering from having a lack of teachers that really care.
There you go. That's the problem. Because
Yeah,
you may have a fully staffed school, but the teachers that are there, not nothing against them, they may just I'm here, but like other teachers, well, I'm gonna move to this jurisdiction because it's nicer. They have nicer this, they have nicer
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
it's unfortunate because that's not fair to those kids.
right,
Like, what makes your child less than the kid in Highland Park, or what makes
right,
my kid less than the kid over in South Lake? Like, it's I don't it doesn't make sense, but
right. And see, they set up. We spoke on Big Brothers Big Sisters. We spoke on mentoring. We spoke on they need to bring back the after school programs. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about those. Those were
And see,
lit.
they
They
were
were lit.
lit. They
They
were
were
lit. And
lit.
see, the crazy thing, like right now, they got some of these summer camps opening. But what's bad about it for the parents that do go to work, if they can't really figure out a schedule to try to get back and forth from work to pick their kid up and drop them off, they can't attend these camps. Some of the
Yeah,
hours that they're setting are not realistic in order for the kids
I've
to
heard
benefit
that.
from it.
Like from 8 to 4. Like what? What do
Yeah,
you what do you act like? And we seen that like 8 to 4. I'm like, first of all, every adult, now that you got a job at 9, has to be at work by at least 8 or 7. So that's
right.
unrealistic. So y'all open up when y'all know we already at work. Then 4 o'clock. I,
Yeah,
I just it's just not
yeah. Like they
But
like must camp that my son was invited to. It's from 8 to 12,
man,
and it's like, and then even right now he's in band camp. It's from 8 to 2:30, and it's like,
what?
yeah.
How?
So it's how.
Hold on, how? Hold on, what age groups? Because I'm thinking like, who can drive there?
Well, this is high school,
But not
but
all high schoolers can
not all
drive
high
though.
schoolers can drive, because I was just going to say that you got some eighth graders that are coming into the school, and then it goes from, like, I guess maybe 14 up to 18.
Yeah, but my son can. He didn't turn 16 until his junior senior year.
Right,
So like, what was he supposed to do? I
right,
don't. But now those after school programs, or even the summer programs, I remember I used to go. They used to be like 6 to 6 or like 7 to 7. Like we would be there all day. We would eat a
right,
breakfast. We would eat the lunch, and then like we'd have like a snack. I mean, we be there just all
And
day.
these
Just
kids are different, bro. On the last week of school, they didn't have the cafeteria open, so they were giving these kids sack lunches. The kids were too cool to eat sack lunches, so they just going hungry. Like,
nah.
yeah, I'm like, man, y'all crazy. Like, man, you better eat something. Like,
That's a thing though, because I'm not gonna lie. One of my children, like, I'm like, what you talking about? You better eat that.
right, right,
It's something like I
right.
don't know, man.
So it makes us go back to what we spoke on at the beginning.
Yeah,
Is it pride? Is it lack of understanding? Is it lack of having a family nucleus that gets these kids to understand that you are somebody, that you belong here, that we love you, that we need you, and that that's your family too at school. We don't
yeah,
harm family. We don't do this to each other. Like
no,
how can we get that back? How can we get it back where it's a sense of being, a sense of togetherness, where everybody feels like I care too much about this person to hurt this person.
yeah,
And then at that, then when you figure that out, how do you go from there to like, because we always talk about it. When you see a security guard that comes over with the big gun, the dog, the big sidearm, versus the guy that's in the business casual with the blazer with the gun underneath that you don't see,
yeah,
the guy with all the stuff is the one that kind of escalates the situation.
yeah,
The guy,
true.
even just by stepping up, because
Yeah,
most of the
it's
time
present.
when they got all this stuff on, his presence starts part of it, and then they got a lot of bark behind it because they think they are protected behind all of this stuff.
Yeah,
The other guy's just here to do a job and get y'all home, but if he have to act up, he will. But he's hoping that he have. Don't make me break character for this.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying.
You
So
hold on. You bringing up that level two security, huh?
right, you know what I mean? right,
The presence and all this other, yeah. Once you
right.
start this, oh, okay, you going back to that, huh?
So, because
But
what
no,
I'm
it's real
getting at
though.
is that how
Presence,
many classes can you get all these teachers to take that you want to arm before you get them to where you want them to be, and how many of them gonna continue this profession before? Because it's a big gap between the ones that's got all the knowledge that's about to retire and the ones that's there coming in now. You may
yeah,
have this younger generation that feel like, yeah, well, I don't want to be a cop, but I'll be a teacher with a gun. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it's like
uh,
how many of them like when kids see other, because some of these teachers look just like they could be one of their peers because
they
the
do,
how young they are,
they
and they
do.
want to try them and all that kind of stuff. And then what you get in that point is some of these teachers be friends with these kids. Some of them want to hang out with these kids.
Hey, just
You
think about
know,
this. Think about how many teachers are smashing students nowadays.
that's crazy. That's
So
crazy. Yeah, and then a
I
lot of them
mean,
they following each other on social media and they
now
best
that
friends and yeah,
because I had my players were like, hey coach, let me no, no,
right,
no.
right,
There needs to be a clear distinction of who we are. I'm your
right,
coach. That's where it ends. Like
right,
I don't care to be your friend. Yes, I could talk to you about some stuff, but no,
right,
because I guess that's kind of how I run my household. Like I tell my kids, I love you to death, but I'm not your friend. If you ever
right,
make me choose between being a dad and being a friend, you will be disappointed.
right. And I know
And
this is the Unpredictables podcast, and I know we've kind
yes,
of been all over the place in this conversation,
that's the point.
but I know that is the point. But it's like, do you feel like Congress really has an answer, or like the Senate, the House, like everybody that needs to get together and put something together? They want to harp on ban guns, ban gun, ban guns, but they still aren't helping people with their mental state. They're not helping people with their cohesiveness as a family. They're not doing any of that no more. No, you pay off this student loan debt, but you won't pay for more counselors at this school.
For all
You
intents
won't
and
pay for
purposes,
it's like
they just
right,
put the band-aid. They want to find as many band-aids they can put on the situation.
right. They'll take a volunteer before they'll pay somebody to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what's crazy to me is like it's needed. It's needed. But you
yeah.
sending billions of dollars over to Ukraine.
You
And
seen
it's
that
like
video I sent you?
I did.
And the
I
dude was talking
did.
about every school in the United States can hire 5 SWAT team members
At $80,000 a piece.
at 80,000. That's more than what they making.
Right.
So what? Come on now,
Right.
that in itself says everything you need to know about the country.
Right.
Like y'all really don't want change. Y'all don't want to fix shit.
But I
Y'all
think
want
I think some too is they don't want to admit that they have that problem. They don't want to admit that somebody that it may not be the guns they can say, but it may be the people with the guns. They don't want to admit that something needs to be done.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to beg and plead, and they want to pick that horse that's gonna probably get them that straight shot to getting what they need done. But nobody wants to. It's a band-aid, like you say. Nobody wants to fix it all. It has to be all encompassing because
Yes.
it's a lot of things. It's like a perfect storm of things that make these things happen. It's not one thing.
We talking about like we talked about today, the foundation. Like
Right.
you can't be trying to focus on the roof, let's say guns, and down here we like, hold on. So if we fix this, it's still not fixing the problem. And
Right.
you said it best, and I just came up with it. They rather be right. They rather be more right than fix the problem. Well,
Yeah.
I'm right. Like I don't care about really fixing the problem. I'd rather be right about gun control. I'd rather be right about the Second Amendment than actually fixing the problem because I'm right. That's
Right.
all that matters.
And
It's
we
like,
can both agree on that because we both say that we're gun guys.
yeah,
But if I can have a way where when I get a phone call from my child's school, where I'm not stressing out before I answer it, thinking, "Oh hell, what done happened now?"
yeah,
I would sacrifice some of the stuff that I need to in order to get that done.
hell yeah. Without even
For
flinching.
that security. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because if not, then I'm feeling like every time I need to be on call. I need a pager, I need a phone, I need a red phone in my on me. So then when I get the call, I know I'm coming.
I thought about actually, I may need to get the law tactical and have it folded up in the truck.
You know what
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? After this situation, I'm like, yo, I don't like, because I got it home all the time, but if I'm out and about, I don't have to go home. So I'm like, well, shit,
Right.
I may need to have one ready to go in a
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. It might, because guess what they doing now? They back to advertising those backpacks that had the plates in them.
Yep.
The bulletproof backpacks.
the
They
ones
advertise that now.
You talking about the one that pulls over and it's the front and the back plate?
Right. I'm seeing them everywhere, all types. The ones where your notebook, the little clipboard can be bulletproof and you stick it in the front pocket. Where you can put the little ceramic plate in the front pocket. Where you can put the little soft shell one in the front pocket. All of them are not to pull over. It's just to turn and hide behind your backpack. Some of them.
Yeah, I seen the ones that it was dope. You just grab the straps up here and you lift up and it takes and then you put it and it's a plate in the front and the back.
Right. I get that, bro. But could you imagine like grabbing your sons and your daughter before they leave every morning? Go make sure you put your plate carrier on. This can't be life right now, bro.
Man, look at it, like,
You
dude.
know what I'm saying?
Understand this, bro. Like it's come to the point where going into the summer, we are me and Max. We talk. There's a serious conversation to happen about homeschooling because like because I said, look, I mentally cannot sit there and tell you what I would do if something would happen to my babies.
Right.
So at this point, I'm like, let's maybe we need to figure out other alternatives because like if they can't figure this shit out between the state, Senate, Congress, or whatever, parents got to make a tough decision. Then think about this though. I'm blessed enough to be in that situation. 99% of parents, they can't just take off to homeschool their kids. So what's the answer?
Right. But you know what? And this gonna be like on the other side, way far on the other side.
Yeah.
If they decided, it wouldn't so much eliminate school shootings, but if they decided to just straight up homeschool across America,
Talking about COVID protocols.
just COVID protocol for like the next couple years, so they figure out what they're gonna do to bulk up the security at
You know
these
what?
schools.
When I said last episode, let's just go COVID protocols to the end of the year. How about we take a whole nother year? We take a whole nother year, COVID protocol, everything, and that should give you a whole year
Right.
to figure out something financially, physically, build. Even if you have to rebuild something, all these schools, you have a whole year.
Right, because
New
school is
provisions.
like about to start back, and like it's gonna start back as soon as it ended. And
Exactly.
it's like y'all not ready yet. We're not ready to go back because the way that the year ended for my kids, and we talk about those bulletproof backpacks and stuff. The last couple of weeks, last damn near month of school, they couldn't even take backpacks to school.
Why is
So
that?
now, because they kept having fights and people bringing stuff into the building and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. 'Cause I told you, at my daughter's school, they can't use any of the lockers.
They couldn't use theirs either. And then at that, they
No.
carried around laptops that belong to the school. You better protect our laptop, but don't put it in a backpack.
Exactly. You can't have a backpack and all them books you got, you can't put in your locker. Like my son got a project, like he at the bus stop. Look, I said, what's wrong with you? I can't, man, bro. No,
Right,
they just built these damn schools with lockers and they can't use them all.
right.
We had drug problems and man, figure something out. But like these kids keep like it's not fair to the kids.
But then what they come down to is the kids need to be social. They need to get out and talk to each other. We need football games. We need band. They need the interaction. Then what they don't want to tell you is we need these bodies in these schools so we can get this funding.
We get this
We need
check.
this
Yep.
money. We need
Yep.
this check. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's
what it
that's
was.
how they pay our salaries. That's how
Mhm.
everything comes from this head count, and we
Yep.
need it out here. So we'll forego. They were about to forego people's health, people's sanity, everything, just to try to because it was already stressed out sending your kids to school when they talking about everybody getting infected.
Yeah.
Then it went from 2 weeks down to a week, down to 3 days, down to your kid better come to school and they don't have to wear masks no more. And you like what? You know what I'm saying? It's like
That all happened in a year,
but
bro. That
it
all
did.
not even a year. That was like maybe what 5-6 months.
Right.
It went from like, all right, contact trace. Now, hey man, come on, let's go. Everybody in the building.
Right.
Like, what? What? How did what happened?
And then the main guys that was out there proponents for it, hey, just get back in there. We need the world to keep working. We're not shutting nothing down. Then they get COVID. And he was like, that ain't a sign, bro. That ain't
No,
showing
bro,
you like this ain't the way.
No, it's not giving me warm fuzzies.
Man, it's unpredictable, man. It's just funny to me because I got so many thoughts in my head and so many things, but they got about how many people in office they're supposed to come up with these ideas and put this stuff together? How are they not brainstorming right now? They can go out of session. They can break out of session when they don't want to agree on a certain bill, but right now they can't go on and go like call an emergency session to do something.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about the gun thing. I'm talking about just even fixing security at these schools, fixing to pay for these teachers, fixing something else. Because what they finna do now, they just got a federal grant that they secured in order to tear down Robb Elementary in Uvalde because they no longer want to. They don't want those kids to set foot in that school again.
I
So
remember
they're going to demolish the school and rebuild it.
Wow. I know
It's not the first time. It's not the first time they've done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense though, because you don't want that feeling. But because I think for the last few days of school, I think they sent all the kids somewhere else.
Yeah,
Is
they
that true?
did.
Yeah, so they're
I don't know if they sent them somewhere else, but I know there was no reason for them to come. They don't want them back in that building.
Yeah, they sent them to other schools for the last few days. And I'm thinking like this, but you got a few days, man, after what them kids, man, let them go home.
Because they was finna be out in 2 days.
But no, for the last 2 days, they had 3 different schools that was surrounding that they split the kids up to go to. And I'm like,
how many parents you think actually sent their kids to school after what happened, dude? Because I know when we have a bomb threat and stuff like that, we've had those at my kids' school. Yeah. It's like it came down to a point where you was asking your kids, do you want to go to school? You don't have to go to school if you don't want to. I would go up there and get your homework from your teacher. I would email your teacher or whatever I have to do. But if you don't feel comfortable going to school, you don't have to go. And that's even with COVID. Because they were like, well, I go in the classroom, I'm the only one with a mask on. Do you want to come home?
Yeah.
Because my job is to protect mine.
Period.
And to make sure that they good.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what y'all trying to, don't use my kid as a paycheck, bro, as a meal ticket for y'all. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, like I know how much it's about money because I remember the school that called me, I think about 3 years ago when I moved my son to Prince of Peace. They literally was like, from Mansfield Summit, well, he needs to be here or we're going to report you. I'm like, he goes to a school. Well, we need to see that he's going to, like, she was threatening me, said, we need to see the paperwork that he's going to a private school or, we may have to report him.
Right.
What?
Wow.
I mean, they was like, dude, I got like 3 voicemails. Like, you need to do this. I'm like, dude, he's going to school. Like, fuck you. I don't know you nothing.
Right.
But they wanted that butt in the seat.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had to have so many per classroom in order. If we don't have this many kids by this date, then we'll lose $1 million in funding.
But when he showed up that first day at school and told me, Dad, he's like, it was first week, man, I'm struggling. What's going on? Why don't you ask questions? Teacher said we can't ask questions. This is in high school. Teacher said you can't ask questions. What do you mean? Teacher says too many kids in class. If I answer one question, I said, how many kids in your class? He said 65. And then that's when I said, you know what? I got to do. If my son cannot ask you for help and get the help that he needs, I will find other means. And yeah, it hurt me for those few years because I had to pad in my pocket. But I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I can't do that, man. Yeah, no.
I feel you on that, man, because it came down to stuff like we couldn't even get a schedule change for one of my kids because they didn't know where to put the kids at,
Oh, they
and
didn't know
then
where to put them.
they
What do you
didn't know
mean
where
they
to
know?
put them. Like they want I want to go into this elective, or I need this class so I can get close to graduating, and they was like, oh, we might have to do that next semester. It was like they was on some stuff like that, man. They in English class with 70 some kids.
Bro, that should be illegal.
It ain't but 35 desks in here.
You
30
can't
desks.
even. You can't officially. You
Right.
can't teach that many kids.
Can't. No matter how many you can do, no matter how
Yeah,
many pay attentions, no matter how many I'm gonna call your daddy, it ain't gonna work because everybody in there ain't on the same page, man.
But then hold on. Let's just take that information that we just used. Imagine we talked about the shit the teachers got to deal with, right? They got to deal with you know, they got to deal with putting, but you got 70. Like it just that's too much for them to deal with, man. Like, and
Right.
yeah, I get it, and I'm not necessarily mad at that teacher for saying that to my child. You're not gonna ask questions, but like the school system is broken.
It is. It is, man. And it's like, but wasn't the person that was about to be voted in or the person that's in office that's over education was not an education person? I could be wrong
Yeah.
about that, but I thought that
Yes.
they went into
Yes.
office and that was like all about everything but education. You
Yes.
know,
And never attended was it, I think never attended the public school, and neither did
right,
her kids. Never,
right,
so has zero knowledge of public schools, but you're in charge of the education for all public schools in America. Make that make
right,
sense?
right. It
Make
doesn't.
you have no hand experience. Not even
Mm,
your own kids or yourself has stepped a foot in public school, but you want to tell me what I need to do to my kids?
right.
Fuck out
And
of
then
here.
that because it's what it come down to too. With those politicians, these schools that are getting shot up and stuff like that, and these kids that are dying, their kids will probably never be in any of those schools. They probably at
Yeah,
home with tutors and all that kind of stuff because they
you're
like
right.
they say it never affects you till it hits your doorstep. So right now it's out of sight, out of mind for them. It's not affecting them.
Mm.
That's not coming to my house because even if I take guns from all y'all, I'm still rolling with Secret Service.
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
It'll
Oh,
never happen. You know,
yeah. And then let's say, well, I have to have one. That's but still like why come I can't have one?
right. My
Yeah.
kids don't got a security detail. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Man,
bro, it's
it
so
hits
messed up because I wish I knew the answer. I wish I knew how to fix it, but we everybody's just sitting there getting mad at each other over politics and over I'm a gun person, you're not a gun person. I like this, I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat. Oh, I like gray, I like GRAY, you like GREY. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's like there's nobody is like everybody is like nobody's listening to communicate and to understand and comprehend. They're listening to debate. They're listening
Yes.
to go back and forth. Nobody's trying to find a solution. They just want to be heard.
They're listening to respond, not listening
Right.
to understand.
My answer is the answer. But then when you ask them for solutions, they have nothing. They just go, get rid of AR-15s. Then what?
Or here's the thing, both are unwilling to compromise.
Right.
Because in any relationship, there has to be a compromise. But no
Yeah.
one's willing to compromise anything. Because from the 2A side, you know how it is. Uh, they stand hard,
They
hard.
do.
Commentate. You ain't nobody like. Come on, man. Like let's come on.
You really think that you're gonna stop them if they want to come take your
If
guns,
they
bro?
want,
Like,
okay, be careful what you ask for. Them
right.
motherfuckers gonna take it. They gonna come take it. They ain't gonna
Hey,
ask for it. They gonna take it. My
ain't no
dead clothes ain't.
conversation finna be, hey, yo, you gonna be dead, all right?
But here's the
Like,
thing, though. Like, how could you be willing to say that, right? To
right.
say there's no, I'm not willing to compromise, but then judge them when they're doing the same shit you doing.
Right.
What's in the Constitution? I get it. I get
Because
it.
I wonder if they turned around and said, okay, cool. We got so many millions of guns in American households.
Yeah.
You got 3 people that live in your house. Okay, how about the 2 of y'all go to work and this third person? Now I want you to come up here with your gun and protect this school. How many of them gonna be willing to do that? Zero. How many of them, if they really had this, what those type of wars happen where if they start drafting again, or they was like, hey man, bring your AR-15 out here and I need you to come hold down this front line.
Yo. How
All of
about
them ain't
this?
built for that. They ain't built for that.
I got it. I just thought it was a great idea. Draft for school protection. Watch them lose their shit. Watch
Man, they would lose their
They're like,
shit.
okay, all right. You know, how about this? All right, since we ain't, since we can't, nobody can figure it out. How about this? How about we do a draft? Everybody turn their guns in. We're gonna draft. Everybody's involved in draft. If you come up on that draft, you at the door with the gun.
Right. Because they could, that they probably couldn't do that, but they could say, what is that? Like they do at work. If I don't get any volunteers, I'm about to do it in seniority order. Or I'm about to do it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody go. I'm picking somebody.
No,
If you don't want it to be, it's like, dang, you be looking like, man, it's gonna be me. You know what I mean? And some of them ain't built for that.
No.
Because that be tripping me out too when you get trained and all these military and soldiers, and they ain't built for that.
Yeah, but because the first thing, well, no, I can't do that. I'm not. What do you mean? You said you want to do whatever it takes. So
Right.
yeah, I'll give up my shit if you willing to give up your life.
Right.
Meaning your fiduciary duty to take care of the schools. Yeah, I'll give it up. How about you do that?
Right.
Well, no, well that's yeah, go ahead.
If you are a parent and you are at the school board meeting arguing more to keep your gun than you are to protect my kid who goes to this school,
Yeah.
Your priorities messed up.
It is. Then how about you step on the front line?
Right.
You got it? Step on the line.
Right. Because these be the same people that you see on the neighborhood app and the Ring app. I think I heard gunshots outside. No, you got 10 guns in the house. Go do something about it. I'm going to call the police. I think somebody's shooting. Somebody might have did a drive-by. I'm scared. Stuff like that. But then at the same time, the government will never, they better not come over here. I got something for them. Come on, man.
Man, government ain't what about you.
Come on,
but
man.
Just chill with all that.
Right. Tough ass
chill. Well regulated militia. Yeah, we gonna, man, you ain't doing shit, bro.
No.
Calm down.
I just seen you shoot at the range last week.
Down.
You ain't doing that.
Calm down. And then these super instructors, you know how they is.
Oh,
Did you say it? Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought you were calling.
I said, yeah. No.
You said, oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. I just said, yeah. Like, oh, yeah. It's a bunch of them out there.
No, I thought
they beef with each other. They beef with each other.
You said something.
No, I'm not even heading in that direction. But no, it's like I let them beef with each other, bro. I stay in my lane. I do what I do as an instructor and let them do their thing.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you, bro. No, same here, man. We gonna, and that's one thing I like about our dynamic. Like, we have a niche. We're gonna stay with it. We're not gonna pretend to be something we're not. But I'm still seriously gonna do the practical tactical. Practical tactical is. I'm gonna get it across here. Practical tactical is what we teach. Not practical.
I thought Mr. Versace would at least popped up one time tonight.
I thought so too. So now it's time to roast him.
Courtside or something, you know what I'm saying? Like with going live on the sideline, like coaching.
We live while we out here.
We're gonna have to get him a podcast, a tripod, so he can put it on the court.
Oh, he got plenty of those. Actually, we need to. We had to actually do a live with him one time. Way of the game.
Right.
He has games. Like, you got a game that we just commentate the game.
Yeah.
Number 12 brings the ball down, passes it. Oh,
right.
For the three. Oh yeah, she got.
Right. So now, okay. So what's things to come for the people that's new and that's tuning in and watching everything that's happening tonight? As you can see, we kind of bounce around through our topics. Sometimes we revisit them. Sometimes we move on. Sometimes we come into a clear, concise point, and sometimes we need feedback from y'all to ask questions and stuff like that, so we can answer the questions that y'all might have or attempt to in the best way we know how. So moving forward, this show is going to kick off on June 13th. What are some of the things that people can look forward to when they tune into the Unpredictables podcast?
When they tune in, June 13th is live time. It's go time. So at that point, we're very much fan oriented. So whether we have 2 people, 20 or 200 in the chat, we're gonna be listening to feedback. We're gonna be bringing people onto the show. We still want to regularly bring people on the show. We thought about it on Thursdays, but I don't know, it'd be hit or miss. But we want people to come in, bring different insights, different topics. We don't want to be always on. I know recently we've been on guns, and that has nothing to do because we're gun people. Well, yeah, we are, but like we had 2 tragic situations happen, so that's why we're on that. But we're going to touch on sports. We're going to touch on Religion. We're gonna touch on like all the things that
Yeah,
maybe
we touch on pop culture.
yeah we touch on.
We touch on D culture. We touch on everything. I mean,
Yeah, nothing is off
nothing is off limits. Nothing is
nothing
off
is
the
off
table.
limits. We actually believe it or not, we have this woman that's supposed to, she's self-proclaimed swinger. She's gonna come on the show and talk about some things. Uh, here we met her through somebody, but now, yeah, we everything like we want to have a platform that people just like, oh wow,
Right,
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
right.
So yeah, we want to make sure we leave it open.
We got a
So
couple of financial people that want to call in and talk about life insurance and talk about some other
okay,
things.
yeah,
We can reach out to some of these people that we know that are mentors. We going
yeah,
just stay tuned, man. It's gonna be some cool
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
coming down the pipe. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah, please come
something that you
do.
got, yeah, something that you
June
got. We're gonna
13th. Tune
highlight
in.
some black businesses and everything, man.
Yeah. We
It's
also
real.
we want to make sure we also do have some uplifting stuff too, because we don't always want to talk about the bad. Because yeah, we've been
Right.
on the
'Cause
bad.
y'all see this on the news all day long.
Yeah,
We want
that's
y'all to
it.
come over here and have fun with us.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna be joining each other, getting it in, and then a lot of
Yeah.
times what y'all see, what y'all may see on here, us going back and forth, and then sometimes it may get heated, but we're all grown, we're all men. After the show, we usually have a debrief. So if we get into it, because there's a couple of shows I've got animated, B Fish got, we've all got like to the point, but at the end of the day, one thing we would appreciate the country do, like we do, agree to disagree. Because although we have different viewpoints, it doesn't mean that we have to agree. And we may have some fans, some of you guys may tune in and say, I don't like what they're doing. Yeah, but that's our opinion. If you truly don't agree, say something. We're giving you the platform to speak upon something you. So if you feel strongly about something, we'll bring you in, say your viewpoint. One of the first few shows, I think episode 5, we had a viewer that really didn't agree with women's bodies and stuff like. She got on. She said her viewpoint. We said ours, and we both came like, okay, all right, we understand each other. So
What we kept pay attention to what he just said when he said she got on. It might be a time when y'all sitting in the chat and the link get thrown in the chat and we want to hear your viewpoint live and direct. So you might get to click that link and jump in.
hey, don't be scared to click that link.
No,
That
just
link in the
click that.
chat. Click it. Click on it because it's gonna throw
Right.
you right in this thing. And I
Yeah, it
try to do
is.
like that about the platform where normally you got to call in. Yo, just click it. You here?
Right.
You in the building?
Right.
Let's go.
Right. Right. And if we don't agree, no, I'm just playing. I was gonna say we're
Nah,
gonna
we
eject you.
just the vote you off the island.
Right, right, right. You gotta go. You gotta
Got to
go.
go. All right, be fish.
Our time
Versace,
is,
Versace ain't here. So, do you have a closeout for us?
man. I'm gonna let you do it. I'm gonna let you do
No,
it, Mr.
man. Look
Lee.
at no. Cause see,
I'm not the closer, man.
man, you gotta close it, man.
I'm gonna let
You
you
are
do it.
closing.
You
Look, do
started it.
you?
Let's
That's what I'm saying. Since I started, someone else has to finish it. That's how I go.
man. I don't have anything.
And say be fish out.
I can't steal that from Mr. Seacrest, man.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I'm a boom. What happened?
Oh man, be fish. You just you just gonna go dark.
Whee!
Oh man. Well, since B Fish ain't gonna do it, I'll do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch us on. I like to give dates. Catch us on Monday. It's our last Monday show before the big show. Mr. Versace wanted to do a giveaway too.
Okay.
He wanted like a $50 gift card or something like that
Okay.
to one of our random viewers, but that's also going to be in the advertisement. We post it out. So yeah,
Okay.
tune in. So Monday's going to be our last unofficial Monday show before the Thursday for June 13th. 9 p.m. every Mondays and Thursday. Tune in. God bless. See you soon. Out.
Yes. Yeah.
Where's the shit? Shit. Go to the
This
countdown.
dude don't even know how to work the button.